One-eyed no more. That's the front page of the Standard. Choices. Unajua kusema choices, they have consequences. Once hailed as Washington's golden boy in Africa, na wakisema hivyo wanamweka na ile picha amekaa pale with Joe Biden, amekalia ile kiti pale kwa White House ya president, and he looked very excited back then. He was the only African president around this time amepata official state welcome in the US. Akapata all the honors of a president, and it had been like 5 or 6 or 10 years before any other had received such honors. So, President William Ruto now faces a dramatic fall from grace. A US Senate amendment is calling for a full-scale reassessment of Kenya's privileged status as a major non-NATO ally. And you'll see this mention of being a major non-NATO ally in most of the stories today. The same United States that rolled out the red carpet for Ruto in a rare state visit just over a year ago now accuses Nairobi of betraying its commitment to democracy, human rights, and regional stability. From a celebrated partner to a potential pariah, Kenya's geopolitical loyalties are under the microscope, and the Standard is back, we could say that. Pages 4, 5, and 6 dedicated to this story alone. Now, there's so many different arguments. Yesterday, the president came out and talked about, wale wanasikia machungu sababu ya China. Yeah. Which, to some extent, this senator who is taking the amendments to Congress actually complained. His initial complaint was about President Ruto's dalliance with China. There's that speech that President Ruto made when he went to China. Akasema, no, that's not even alignment. That is, alita nini? Is it psychophancy ama nini? Alisema hiyo si alignment. Hiyo hata si kuwork na China. This is something different. Yeah. Ameweka ile picha pale. Mimi naona kama hapa wanachokoza sana. That was the best expression of President Ruto and how the US treated him. Mpaka anakubaliwa kukaa. Ushaona mtu mwingine ameketi kwa hiyo kiti isipokuwa young American children.
Labda Elon.
Na Elon. Hata Elon hakukalia hiyo kiti. Alikuwa anasimama hapo kando na mtoto kwa kichwa. So this is a story, but curiously the president in his defense yesterday did not mention the other accusations. Issues to do with human rights, dalliance with Sudan's RSF, issues to do with abductions and extrajudicial killings. He did not talk about that. He just said, our friends wanashida na our links with China, lakini tutaendelea. That's the main story there. The only other story that found space on the front page, EACC survey, KRA among most corrupt institutions. Hiyo ni kama tulikuwa tunajua. Police, KRA. You're not likely to access Kenya Revenue Authority services without paying a bribe. That's according to a new report. The latest finding by the EACC released on Tuesday ranked KRA officers second most corrupt among professional groups at 17.3%, second only to the police. Page 2 of this paper and most other papers continues with the coverage of the 97th edition of the Kenya Music Festival in Meru, where on the Daily Nation they say there was a rich display of culture, creativity, and talent. Not much controversy in Meru since the performances didn't criticize the government much. Ile drama festivals ndo walikuwa na inject. Music festivals na shida sana. And to mention one thing, the CS for Education has once again issued a statement saying that buses, including the ones taking students to Meru and back home, should not travel at night. Just to mention hapo. All right. Back page, it's a big one today. Harambee Stars. Another opportunity to make millions. They'll be facing Angola this evening. And we have a picture there of the Stars coach Benny McCarthy at a press conference yesterday. Harambee Stars thirst for another win. Angesema thirst for more millions in CHAN fixtures. Yes, Angola. We faced Angola enough times. And they've beat us once in 2006. We beat them in 2007 and 2011. And they beat us again in 2011. Meaning that there's actually a chance that we could beat Angola. More millions coming the Stars' way. Leo, at 7 p.m., Kenya will be at the Kasarani Stadium facing Angola in their second CHAN encounter. That's the Standard.
Daily Nation, Ruto answers US. Nilikuwa nimesema ask tukianza. Ruto answers US. Inaweza kuwa ameanza Daily Nation.
Tuuliza sisi. Tujibu sisi.
Daily Nation. A fight back a day after public disclosure of push for President Donald Trump's administration to investigate Kenya's ties with rivals of the United States. President Ruto has defended the country's bond to China, citing trade benefits, but he did not address other governance questions like links to Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces and abductions that will be subject of the inquiry if sanctioned by Congress. US Senator sparks controversy with scheme to strip Kenya of its major non-NATO ally status. According to President William Ruto, he says some of our friends are complaining that we are doing too much trade with China, but it is what I must do for Kenya. It's in the best interest of Kenya that we get into this China market. So everything that the president is doing is for the best interest of you as a Kenyan.
As it should be.
Winners poses at music festival, that ongoing music festival at Meru imeisha.
Ukiona kuna winners inamaanisha imeisha.
Also inaweza kuwa, what is it called? The gala.
The gala.
A storm of Uhuru party stand on Raila. Retired President Uhuru Kenyatta's Jubilee party has ignited a political row after suggesting a conditional endorsement of ODM leader Raila Odinga for the 2027 presidential contest. Jubilee Party Vice Chairman David Murathe said the former ruling outfit might back Mr. Odinga's presidential bid, but only if he serves as ties with President William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza administration. And the statement has infuriated opposition leaders, scrambling to pick a joint flag bearer in crowded field. That's
a very interesting story because unakumbuka kuna Fred Matiang'i na the SG of this party, Jeremiah Kioni, alikuwa amesema no, Jubilee party we are backing Matiang'i. Yeah, then the party leader comes after that meeting and says, well, we could actually back Raila if he does this.
How many rumors? Kulejo, the top strip share abandons baby in India after life-saving heart surgery, and this is quite sad. And there's something quite interesting here as well. They say baby Chloe's fight for life when Shah betrayed desperate parents. When pressed with evidence contradicting his claims, the CS turned to threats. And the CS Edin Dwale has been quoted here. That approval is fake. I will sue you if you publish. I will sue Nation Media Group and forward that letter to the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. Edin Dwale has been threatening the media ever since.
And that's the thing, when you threaten the media, they publish that threat.
Yes. Whatever you say on camera, they cut that and put it.
You know, let me tell you, most people need to understand that when you're asked a question by media, just answer. Respond, na waambie yes, even ndio iko, ama no comment.
Yeah.
Lakini ukiwaambia mukienda mupublish nitawasu, wana publish.
Hassan Mugambi talked to Edin Dwale because he's really harassing health journalists. It's on record. A sacked Judge Chitembwe now accused of forging judgment. That story is on page 8. Let's take a look at it. Kidogo tusikie. Ex-judge accused of forgery in land case linked to Moi, and 4 judges who handled the case have since died. On the back page of the Daily Nation, Chan motivated Harambee Stars eye Angola scalp. Big night, a sold-out Group A match kicks off at 7 p.m. at a 48,000-seater MISC. That's the Daily Nation.
I made a MISC.
Yes, I wanted to say MISK.
More International Sports Center, Kasarani.
Yes.
MISC. That's the Daily Nation. Aha.
Kasarani inaitwa KISK. Kasarani.
Inaitwa More International Sports Center, Kasarani. That's a MISC.
MISC. Okay.
So you see now the first 2 papers have been talking about the trouble with the US, that's the Standard and the Daily Nation. And then it changes. This story is down here, the storm of Uhuru and Raila. Now that is a big story on the front page of the Star. Raila dilemma as Uhuru party dangles 2027 polls carrot. And insiders say ex-president wants to rally anti-Ruto forces. Now this is where the problem comes in. One, other party members in Jubilee say, I thought we already had a discussion that tutaongea na Matiang'i ndio wetu. Yeah? Matiang'i has been walking around with the support of Jubilee party. So unasikia kuna mtu mwingine anaweza kuwa supported. Meanwhile, the other parties, in that meeting, Jubilee party meeting, they still mentioned Azimio and they say they still recognize Raila Odinga as Azimio leader. And one was Azimio bado iko.
Iko.
So the other members of Azimio who are there, that's Martha Karua, Kalonzo Musyoka, wanasema huyo hata even if Raila was to leave Ruto, he has to apologize first. And he shouldn't expect to get a direct ticket. Anyway, that's stories on page 6 of this paper. There's an image there of a burning police vehicle. They say 8 police officers injured in road bomb attack. And this is wreckage of the vehicle used by the Border Patrol Unit officers in Yumbis in Garissa County. Yes.
It reminds me, Ghana Minister for Defense and Environment.
Oh, yes.
They died yesterday.
Yes, in a chopper crash.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. And we would not forget the fact that it's less than a year since we lost our Chief of Defense Forces in similar circumstances. The other story given prominence, and we have to congratulate the Star and laud the Star for at least making mention of the 1998 bomb blast. Nearly 3 decades after the 1998 bomb blast in Nairobi, and they give a story of Ruth Gitu, who was only 18 when her world changed forever. Her mother passed on. She was among the more than 200 people who died, and she became instantly, at 18, a mother of 5 children. Now, close to 30 years later, she's in her late 40s, and she gives a story on page 2 of this paper. All right. Leaders celebrate trailblazing Phoebe Asio at memorial service. That story is on page 3. Leaders from across the country gathered at Maxwell SDA Church in Nairobi to celebrate Phoebe Asio, a revered politician, diplomat, and champion of gender equality. And a picture there of Maendeleo Wanawake Organization chairperson Rahab Muyu and her predecessor Zipporah Kitoni during the service. And that is the standard back page, kama kawaida, Chan Cap, crucial encounter, Kenya versus Angola this evening, and they have the coaches there giving their final comments before the big hour. The Star, fresh, independent, different. Ukiona 60 bob utapata a copy.
Jubilee yachafua maji upinzani, tangazo kuwa Uhuru yuko tayari kumuunga mkono Raila kwa urais mwaka 2027, lazua hisia kali ndani ya upinzani. Gazeti la Taifa Leo, vigogo wa upinzani wadai Raila amejichafua kwa kuungana na Ruto, hali inayopunguza umaarufu wake. Tangazo la Jubilee linatokea huku kambi ya Matiang'i ikitarajia Uhuru amuunge kwa urais. Habari kamili katika ukurasa wa 2. Kiambishi ki hutumiwa visivyo, hasa kwa matumizi fasaha ya lugha na uhondo wa fasihi. Soma jarida hili kila Alhamisi.
Sema unatumia kiambishi ki, sema kile kimtu.
Iko kijama kinani bo.
Lakini kule natoka wasema hale hatu. If you're tiny, hale hatu.
Ruto akalia Amerika gula kausha. Rais ajibu Amerika kuhusu uhusiano wa Kenya na China, ufadhili wa kundi la RSF na utekaji nyara. Mbunge wa Wiper aunga rais mkono. John Bwire ambaye ni mbunge wa Taita asema nia yake kuu ni kuleta maendeleo. Vigogo wa siasa wawania ugavana jijini, na miongoni mwa wanaomezea mate kiti hicho ni Babu, Gakuya, Aladwa na Waititu.
Waititu, I thought alikuwa impeached.
Wewe, acha. Harambee versus Angola leo kitanuka tena. Coach McCarthy aahidi mbinu kali anapolenga ushindi wa pili CHAN wenye mamilioni. And you've been told to avoid Thika Road today unless you're going to Kasarani.
But they had issued a notice of closure of a number of roads because there are marches at Nyayo Stadium, there are also marches at Kasarani. So, but ni jioni sio saa ya asubuhi. Saa ya asubuhi unaweza enda kazini. Usiseme tumekosa kwenda kazi ati barabara itafungwa. Inafungwa jioni.
Atafika home, so it's reason enough.
No, kazi uende.
If you're bold enough, start your weekend today. It's Nyayo Stadium that I was asking. If Kasarani is missed, then what is Nyayo?
Nyayo Stadium, NY. Nyayo National Stadium, NYS. All right, People Daily, and they talk about something totally different. This is matters money laundering. Natafuta hapa hiyo story tuipate vyema.
Nation of Dirty Cash.
Nation of Dirty Cash. It is there on page 4 of this paper. Government flagged as key enabler of illicit financial flows. They say economists and lobby groups have identified the Kenyan government as one of the primary enablers of illicit financial flows, which are called IFFs, making it increasingly difficult for stakeholders to curb the economic damage caused by these secretive and unlawful transactions. Government entities such as the National Treasury, the Ministries of Agriculture and Mining, and even religious institutions, makanisa, flagged as key players in enabling cleanup of illicit money laundering. That's a big story. Leo naitwa wash. Na watu waache kuconfuse. Unajua jina wash inatumika Ndio watu wafikirie hii ni ile story ya ila Papa Freddy ati unaweka pesa kwa maji ndio wash. No. Wash is money laundering. Kuosha pesa ambayo ni chafu, hiyo dirty money. Na si dirty cash ile ati imechafuka. Wakenya wananikasirisha sana. Reasons in millions for Stars to win again at Kasarani, and I like the way that they've put it on the front page. The fact that Harambee Stars do stand a chance of getting another 42 million shillings if they beat Angola tonight. Pages 28 and 32 dedicated to the Stars. Now you can see them there, the national team, getting ready for the game today at 7 against Angola. Discovering countries' hidden gems through TikTok lenses. That story is on page 17. And 2027 elections, why Kenyans may not get new constituencies. They're talking about the delimitation of and review of boundaries. And the IBC says, hakuna wakati. There's simply no time. Whether or not this will mean legal challenges and hurdles going forward, we do not know. That's the People Daily.
Finally, Business Daily: housing and sugar levies pile in T-bills as projects delay. State agencies and departments are increasingly investing surplus funds in government securities, raising concerns about the absorption of billions of shillings in funds meant to support key programs such as affordable housing and sugar factory upgrades. This story is on page 3. There's 2?
Yes, please.
Page 2 of this newspaper. Kenya edges closer to trade deal with China after US tariffs. And Kenya is inching closer to striking a landmark trade deal that will see agricultural exports enter China duty-free in what appears to be a direct response to the 10% tariff imposed by the United States this month. On the ticker, Treasury eyes 100 billion shillings from Kenya pipeline sale. Cost of a plate of healthy food up by 66%, and the cost of a plate, they say, over the past 7 years, a new survey by a group of UN agency shows that it has gone up. State picks strategic investor for Rivertex ahead of leasing, and that's the Business Daily.
So two themes we find that are common on most of the dailies. Ruto answers the US, that tiff between the US and Kenya. And